To start off, I'm in a wheelchair. I find my story similar to the wheelchair-bound Ariel, but different in many ways. I was also handicapped due to being in a car crash. Though my car crash, nobody died. I was just severely injured. I was 14 years old and sat in the front. My seatbelt failed and came off the latch, sending me flying through the windscreen when we crashed. I broke my spine, pelvis, wrist, and had multiple injuries. It took 2 years of recovery, but I finally recovered and considered myself lucky. Though my spine was broke, I can walk, though not very well. When I walk, I have a cane and can only handle about half an hour of walking. My legs are very weak and I find it very painful, so I have a wheelchair that I heavily depend on. Now that's enough about me. Who you need to know about is Hee-chan. I met her a year before my accident at school. I had joined the anime club. I and my friend Jamie were the youngest there, but obviously I had my accident and disappeared from school for a good 2 years. I came back part-time at 16, then continued doing my schooling. However, my anime club friends came to see me all that time in the hospital, and then at home, and through my accident we all became very close. He too, though she was odd. After the 2 years of recovery, my life was normal, though I was in a chair, and suddenly my life changed yet again. We had been trying to sue the car company for my seatbelt failing, and then a check came through in the mail. For a lot of money. So basically, it was made out to my parents, but they straight away gave me half, and asked me if they could use the rest to move house with it, as well as use it to help our family, which of course I said yes. And stupidly, I showed off this check to my friends. He became insanely jealous of me here somehow. She sent me a long-winded email at the time, and one part of it described that I didn't even need the money I came into and that I didn't deserve it. We didn't expect this much money, but I truly do miss being able to walk and dance and swim like a normal person. So I pretty much ignored his email and ignored her too, busy with moving house to a wheelchair-friendly home anyway. When I came back that summer, retaking my schooling, I had missed so much and was desperately trying to catch up. Me and my friends hung out at lunches, though we took different classes. But we were still a group, and he was still in it. She said sorry to me and that she was having money troubles, so just snapped. I shrugged it off, but wasn't near as close to her now. Then over email again, she had the nerve to ask me for money, and for quite a lot too. I emailed back, asking her what for. She wanted to use it for a convention. I flipped out on her this time, telling her to never ask me for money again. Then she said sorry, saying how she knew I would be selfish and say no. So she just gave me that drama, but a few months after that, things died down and went back to normal. Our friends made it weekly to go to Jamie's house, and we would watch anime. But then, and I don't know when, we went to my house to do it instead, since I have a bigger lounge to watch it in. My house is laid out so that way I have my own area. My room is spacious and wheelchair-friendly on the ground floor. I have my own kitchen and bathroom, and I turned in a huge open plan space into, well, an open plan. My bed is on one side, and on the other is a large sofa and TV. Anyway, it became the awesome thing to hang out at my place, and I would have them over every weekend. It was now at 17 that we became serious in going into cosplay. I always thought I couldn't join in because I didn't want to make a character suddenly in a wheelchair, but I got so into it with my friends that I put it aside and cosplayed with them. It was also now that he started to show us up more and more. We cosplayed to begin with from Avatar, the anime cartoon, and she tried to be Toph, who I also wanted to be. We battled it out, but I gave up in the end, as she had posted the ordered outfit on DA without telling me she had ordered it, so I cosplayed someone else. And this was all in preparation to go to our first anime con together. We had 2 weeks left, until we were snagging a lift up there, staying in a hotel, and to be fair, it was our first time doing such a thing, and we were nervous and excited. I thought it would be fun, but boy was I wrong. To explain something else, he is quite overweight. Not Landwell level, but she smells quite bad and has terrible hair that 2 weeks before she had cut terribly short, and it just rounded her face and made her look awful. Anyway, the drama follows is this. He told us that her dad would give us a lift, and kept saying she had asked and it was fine. We all sleep at mine, and get ready, her dad is late picking us up, and take us there the next day. She also didn't tell him I was disabled and had a wheelchair, though she swore to me she had. Embarrassingly, I had to put my chair in front of my legs in the back seat as there was no room, and Jamie had to lift me into the car too. At one point, she split her cosplay pants for being too fat for them, but continued to wear them, saying she could get away with it. No, she really couldn't. She took the minibar stuff, like just so much stuff from the minibar that it piled up to $218, which I somehow had to pay for because nobody's card was available. She never paid me back, and when I confronted her on that, she said I had enough money anyway and that I should stop being greedy and taking from the poor. Aside from her general drama, nothing serious happened. The horror story comes up at the next outing we had, a holiday together. We came back and me and he didn't speak at all. We argued a lot that weekend, and our group talked to her about it over Facebook, asking why she was rude to me all the time. And she said to them, "She's just playing the cripple card being a victim. She was rude to me more." I was overlooking Jamie's shoulder and saw her say that. Somehow, we remained friends with her, and she very forcibly apologized to me. A few months passed, and the summer came, and we all had the idea to chip in and rent a lodge, so we could have a week of geek, or cosplaying and doing some outdoor stuff that I could join in with too. We would rent this house in the woods, on part of a family thing. I didn't quite know what to call it, and it was just a holiday spot where you could just rent a house and just spend family time there. We were getting excited about it, when I realized he was involved and would also come. I expressed my worries to the group with her issues with me, but they spoke to her and assured me that she would behave and things would be fine. By now, Jamie was backing me up and promised she would stick for me if anything happened. We booked it, all chipped in, and were ready to go, when some drama happened. I was looking through my bag to double check things, as we were packing Jamie's new car up, and found my bank card missing. I had my suspicions and sneakily went through his purse and I found it. I took it back and didn't confront her on it at all, but as she went through her things in the car, she looked at me, and I gave her a huge sarcastic smile and didn't say anything about it, and neither did she. While we were driving, she also had a half argument with me about gay rights. I'm a gay activist and she's against it. I'm not into women, but I like yaoi and support it. It was also, and I forgot to mention, our hot friend Adam, and the only guy came along with us. I've known him for as long as I've known Jamie, though not so well as I've known Jamie. As we were discussing yaoi and if gay people should be able to marry, he supported me and said yes, shutting her quick up. He didn't hang out with us purely because of he, but I wanted him to come with us at this time when I asked, and he said yes. Me and him had a slight thing going on, unmentioned between us though.